essays?
Oh, the essays. Um, Very important part of my application. It was like I feel like the learning process was crazy because I remember I think our first application was Yale Young Global Scholars or something. And starting off, like I had no idea how to write my essays, like at all. I was just like, let me just like on social media, you see people talking like writing very good stories and it's just so well written. But sometimes people forget that like for essays, you just have to show who you are and answer the question, answer the prompt. And I feel like just working with you guys and working on my essays, being able to walk through them, see where I was like missing something and how I was answering the prompts was just really helpful. Like I feel like my third eye was open.
Punctuation?
Yeah, definitely more grammar, punctuation, and storytelling. Like I like some people have asked me to like show them my essays, and I have, and a lot of them note that like my writing is very different from what they conventionally think that essays should be, and they just say, "Oh yeah, you're like straight to the point, like you don't really like storytell or whatever," and I just feel like college cohort really steered me in that direction, and I feel like it's just a better way to communicate, especially like for me it's just a better way to communicate. Yeah, I think that's a skill that I learned from college cohort, and I definitely would not have learned that anywhere else, just being able to truly respond to the prompt, because just everywhere you kind of see people telling these elaborate stories like somebody like you have to be unique, you have to be this and that, and it kind of like just gets really overwhelming and you don't know where to start. You're just like, yeah, I have this experience in my life and I want to say like I want to be able to communicate this, but I also want to be unique and everybody shows this too. So having college cohort like you guys guide me what to say and how to actually communicate who I am, what I've accomplished was like such like it was so eye-opening, and I feel like a lot of us like we don't understand, like we've done so much but we don't know how to communicate that like effectively, and being able to have guidance during the writing process really helped me with that. Yeah, so honestly, what hit me like really hard was when I like saw the notification that you guys were working on my essay like at 5 a.m. or at like 12, and I was like, what? They're still working? That's crazy. But I think like there's just a biggest tip is just to start early, please. A lot of the times the essay, like I remember the personal essay I wrote for Questbridge, like I had to start over and I had to like start writing like everything about my life. And then after that, we kind of cut it down. That took a lot of time. And a lot of times, like I wrote something and I was proud of it. And then later, you guys were like, you didn't respond to the prompt. And I was like, dang. I was so like I hate that. But it was good because I was able to like understand, be more aware of what I was doing, because a lot of the time like students they just think of like, oh yeah, I have a really good idea, and then they write it and then you end up reading it again and then you're just like, wait, this was not a good response. Like it did not fully respond to the prompt and did not like you just get caught up in just like the storytelling or like just this like one specific aspect, and it takes a lot of time. And a lot of times like supplementals, especially for top universities, you can't just copy and paste from another like prompts you wrote and then you just paste it into another like school. It just doesn't work like that, and you need to spend a lot of time researching the school too, like seeing what can I offer to like this specific aspect. Because I remember one time we were doing the pen essay, and we were doing UPenn, and then you were like, wait, you can still add to this. Like, what can you add as an artist? And then you were like, let's do research on the school. The school has a pen museum, and then we were like, oh yeah, we can add to the pen museum. And that was just a really good, like something really good to add to my essays. And I feel like it just brings a lot more like dimensionality to the essays. Very important. Takes a lot of time. Yeah, so like your life, there's a lot of things going on in your life, and you don't know how to fit that all into an 800-word essay. So I was really overwhelmed, and I was listening to other people, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I did this really cool metaphor, this analogy about my hair tie in my life," and I was like, "There's no way I can do that." And another person was just like, "Yeah, I connected my life with Dora," and I was like, "What?" And so I could not just wrap my head around like how can I just fully convey myself, but also just like say it right. And through the process of like revising, writing essays, also looking back on what I wrote from my narratives through the curriculum, I was able to just get pieces of that, write it, and then like slowly just revise it and keep revising like multiple times, just revising. And then eventually we got to the end result.